Top four were okay, but Marlin from 5th, losing 10 positions back to 15th. Well, while we were under caution, the 18 car of Bobby Labonte led 4 laps, make that 5 laps, so he gets 5 bonus points. Back with more in a moment. Back under green here at Martinsville. We were cautioned for 9 laps. Rusty Wallace continues to hang on to the lead. Gordon, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, the top 4. There's Rich Bickle running in 5th. So he finished 4th here last year, and he's running 5th here this year.
He made an awfully great pit stop. Maybe he just took on 2 tires. We understand that is the case. They took on 2, but he's pulling away from Kenny Schrader right now. In 6th place. How he led laps to get the bonus points. Then he made a pit stop and lost a lap, so he's back in 25th. But probably pretty good strategy on his part to get some points.
Yeah, he thought he was probably going to lose a lap anyway because he was out there with no power steering, and then decided he was going to have to lose a lap to be able to put a belt back on the power steering. So why not get those 5 bonus points? They're going to give up so many points to try to get the maximum they can.
Rusty Wallace from September of '92 to April of '96 had 8 straight finishes of 3rd or better here. You saw just a second ago that he has 6 victories at this racetrack, hoping to make it number 7 here today. But we have seen throughout this race about 4 cars, the cars that are running up front right now, pretty equally matched.
They have been the class of the field, there's no doubt about it. And right now it looks like Jeff Gordon's car has been adjusted. Looks like Abraham and those guys have got it the way Jeff wants, because he's now running that same line that everyone else is running. You see right on that yellow line, which you'd think would be the fastest way around.
Have we seen that somewhere before? They didn't get it adjusted late in the race.
Seems like this story has been played out many times before. Here's a Harney's field summary. Wallace again the best of the Fords. 4 Fords in the top 10. And we have 4 Chevys in the top 10.
Evidently there's 2 Pontiacs in the top 10.
That's the mathematics that
That is Rich Bickle and Kyle Petty.
Ricky Craven got knocked around a little bit out there the last lap. He's back in 33rd position, 3 laps down.
That was about a triple ricochet when he got knocked out there, because about 2 other cars bounced off each other to get to Ricky Craven and knocked him outside in the outer groove.
Craven has led a lap here. He led 1 circuit under caution.
Here's a good battle between Kyle Petty and Mike Skinner. Skinner has the 8th position. Kyle wants it.
It looks like he's going to get it as Skinner drifts up the hill, and Kyle Petty gets on the inside, gets that preferred line.
You got a nose under him. Skinner will have to give him room to run down there.
Out there.
Chris Osmond spotted for Kyle Petty.
Outside. Clear high.
Kyle's best finish here was 2nd. This race back in 1991.
He was a terror on the flat tracks back in the early 90s. At Rockingham, he ran so well down there, and here and wherever the flat tracks were, he was tough.
Dale Jarrett coming on the outside trying to take a spot away from Skinner.
That would be for 10th.
35.
Be for 9th.
Yep. Mike Skinner needs to get back on track here. Boy, he started off this season in good shape with 2 4ths and 2 6th place finishes, and then since then it's been kind of downhill with a 32nd, a 42nd, and a 21st. But Mike is back in the top 10 here this afternoon.
Good lap, 36, leader of 40.
Come off that corner high, don't they?
Got to use all the racetrack to get the maximum speed out of these cars. Once you come off, going right up against that outside retaining wall.
Pennzoil Copter Cam following this battle for 9th position.
Kyle Petty has driven away from them since he got around to Skinner.
Kenny Wallace closing in on Rich Bickle for the 5th position.
Kenny Wallace been able to get by his teammate Kenny Schrader, move up to that 6th spot, and now, as you said, close in on Bickle for 5th. Sponsor. See Johnny Benson Cheerios car.
Yeah, he's got some smoke. Looks like a tire rub, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, it's just happening in the corner, so I think it is a tire rub, but you don't want a whole lot of that here at this racetrack, or any racetrack for that matter. Going to cut that tire down.
And there again, the flames coming out the exhaust pipe. All those Jack Roush cars have flame out the exhaust pipe.
Rusty Wallace with the lead, but it's only just a couple of car lengths, and once again, Rusty coming up on some heavy traffic here. Approaching the 350 lap mark. And just now, Rusty Wallace has led more laps than Jeff Gordon. Rusty just led his 145th lap. Jeff Gordon has led 144. The battle for the 9th position continues between Skinner and Jarrett. But right now, Mike Skinner has that spot. The top 10, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, Rich Bickle. The second 5, Kenny Wallace, Kenny Schrader, Kyle Petty, Mike Skinner, and Dale Jarrett. NASCAR Winston Cup Marathon we call the Goody's Body Pain 500 here in Martinsville. 353 laps old. Rusty Wallace with a slight advantage over Jeff Gordon. And speaking of marathon, it's 103rd running of the Boston Marathon at 11:55 Eastern Time tomorrow morning on ESPN2. The runners following a 26.5-mile point-to-point route. The Boston Marathon only on the Deuce tomorrow at 11:55. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
Isn't that something? Humans race for 26 miles and the horse does it for a mile and a half. They think they've done something.
But I can't drive for 26.5 miles without getting tired, let alone running.
As you see, Jeff Gordon is there right on the back bumper of Rusty Wallace. He's been looking outside, been looking inside. Meanwhile, 2 car lengths behind Jeff Gordon is Jeff Burton.
Gordon keeps the pressure on. They're about to come in on some heavy traffic again.
New player in this battle for 9th position. It was Mike Skinner and Dale Jarrett a while ago. Now we've got John Andretti right up in there, and Sterling Marlin is right there also. Remember, Andretti has come back from a lap down to do battle with top 10 contenders. And some good racing here. Terry Labonte. Well, I can't keep up with it.
Oh, here we go. Battle for the lead. Gordon is on the inside trying to get there. The crowd comes on their feet, and Rusty gets that great run off the corner and remains in front. I think right now that Jeff Gordon is probably a little bit better than Rusty, but a little bit, you have to be a whole lot better to pass at this racetrack, not just a little bit.
Musgrave lost several laps early in the race. Now he's 19 down in the 41st position.
I think he broke a great caliper off the right rear.
That was very early on in the race.
Back to the battle for 14th position between Brett Bodine, the 11 car, Darrell Walter, 66.
Terry Labonte was in that mix there a moment ago. He passed him up, and he's gone on now. Terry's in 13th.
Last year in August at the Watkins Glen race was the last time the DW finished on the lead lap. And he's looking real good here this afternoon. Trying to get to the inside of Brett here, looking for 14th. Bodine holds off the challenge for the moment. Jimmy Spencer is not on the same lap as those two. He's back in 21st, a lap down. Again.
DW takes a look on the inside. Boy, Brett gets a great bite off the corner. Remains in the 14th position.
And that speed there of 90.764 is not too far off what the leader Rusty Wallace is running right now. He's up at 90.98.
You know, Brett Bodine is running that outside group. He has consciously moved up there, and it seems like it's working for him.
It does look like it's working for him. Getting some right wheels up there and some drier cement. Gets him better traction off the turn. He's gaining back from Imperial Labate now.
Jimmy Spencer has gone by his teammate of Darrell Walter.
Here comes the lead group. We'll check the speeds at the line. As Gordon looks to the outside, Jeff Burton right now the fastest this lap.
Look at the nose of that car dip when he hit the brakes. And he just stays right glued to the rear bumper of Rusty Wallace.
Martin second, Rich Bickle third fastest that last lap.
Bickle hanging up there in the top 5, even though he just took on 2 tires in that last pit stop. Seems to be working okay for him now.
Mike Skinner takes honors this lap as the fastest. And Dale Jarrett was third quick that time around.
Actually picked up Skinner and Jarrett have picked up about a second on the leaders in the last 10 or so laps. Part of that maybe is because of traffic.
It was a lucky dog, honey. Rich Bickle. There's how far he's got to go to get to the lead. Currently been held by Rusty Wallace. But being pretty hotly contested by Jeff Gordon in the 24 car.
Mast is about to come back out, so we'll have all the cars on the racetrack again.
Amazing for Martinsville.
43 of them still running.
Here's Jeff Gordon trying to drive up on the outside. Rusty's giving him a little bit of room. Isn't enough room. There's some slower traffic on the inside. Jeff is trying to use that. Oh, he can't. Rusty gets a great bite off the corner, moves back in front of Jeff Gordon.
Rusty is one driver that's getting good traction off that low groove. That's the way he set his race car up. That's what he wanted it to do.
Rusty led all but 75 laps en route to his victory at Bristol last weekend, and he has led 173 so far here today. Coming up on Ricky Rudd, last fall's winner here at Martinsville. And he will go 2 laps down now at 26th.
Talked about the new pit road, what it's going to do to the race here this afternoon in Martinsville. On Tuesday afternoon, Rusty Wallace came to Martinsville, flew up here just to look at pit road, ride around pit road, and get a feel for what was going on so they can make some decisions on how to choose their pit and exactly what was going to happen in today's race.
Talk about kings of the short tracks. Well, in the last 21 short track races, Jeff Gordon would have to be considered such. He had 7 wins, 5 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, and a 5th. If you consider 1998, the king of the short track was Mark Martin. If you consider in the 1990s, the short track king is Rusty Wallace. And those 3 are among the top 4 here this afternoon. It's Wallace, Gordon, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, and Rich Bickle. The top 5 here at Martinsville. 10th caution has just come out here at Martinsville. Chad Little spun around in turn number 2, kept going, but it was enough to bring out the caution flag. Also, while we were away, Jeff Gordon got the lead from Rusty Wallace. As a matter of fact, Rusty is back to third as Jeff Burton was also able to get around. So now we're set up for another round of pit stops.